Makumi. I'm the Chief Executive Officer at Faraja Cancer Support Trust, a cancer charity based in Nairobi, but working in Eldoret and looking to working in other counties as well. Actually, I have had a very long, if I say illustrious, I might sound like I'm blowing my trumpet, but I've been in the cancer space for a very long time. From close to 20 years in the trenches of cancer work. I have worked with the cancer advocacy groups. I was actually the founding chair of the Kenya Network of Cancer Organizations that now has over 60 member organizations just around cancer. We founded that nearly 10 years ago. And I have managed the cancer program for like the Aga Khan University Hospital in East Africa. So I've worked in cancer space in different levels. I'm probably one person, maybe one of the few who have worked in cancer both at clinical level, where we are giving chemotherapy to patients and sharing bad news. I've worked in cancer space in administration, managing staff and resources and managing cancer programs. I've been on the board of trustees, served 6 years on the board of trustees of the National Cancer Institute. So that's a policy level. And I've also currently also sit on the strategic technical advisory group of the WHO NCDs. So these are global strategic group that WHO has convened that provides strategic technical advice. So I just joined that in April this year. So I've been in all sorts of seeing the whole cycle of cancer. At Faraja, we provide free services to cancer patients, free counseling, free dietary advice. Patients can walk in, talk to someone, have a cup of tea. We don't charge. We pay for patients who have early disease and they can't pay for their cancer treatment. Faraja does that. So it's enormously humbling to me as a person to be in an organization that says, look, I know we have enormous cancer problems, lakini we are actually going to do something, play our part. In this country, as I reflect as a person, when we started this nearly 20 years ago, we were talking about 30,000 new cancer cases every year. And now, 2024, we are talking of 44,000 new cancer cases. And then like 60% of those will die. And you think, so as a person, I feel enormously humbled to be able to play our part with the Faraja Trust to say, look, we can change this. We can make cancer journeys a little more easier as a person, make cancer journeys a little more comfortable for families, provide complementary services to people who are going through cancer and they don't have no one to talk to. So if they walk here and they bump on me, they don't care, like, are you the CEO? That's not important for a cancer patient. For me, they walk, talk to me, and I give them a hearing, help them navigate the cancer treatment complexities. And then when they're walking out, they say, oh, yeah, you're the CEO. And I tell them, yeah, you're doing the right thing talking to me. And I wasn't talking to you wearing any hat. So for cancer patients, for me, wearing hats is a normal. They just need a caring person. And I guess I try to provide that as much as I possibly can. Because they come with lots and lots of issues, challenges. So the guy they meet, who happens, maybe they meet me or one of my team members. I work with the most wonderful team in the world, no kidding. It's not easy to do cancer work all day, every day, month after month. It's just it takes a personal toll on you. You know, you call up a patient and they died. The family says, oh, huyo alituacha. You know, whether it's me doing that call or one of my staff members, it can be really, really draining. So as a leader, as a CEO, as a person, you know, mine is to provide that kind of supportive environment for my staff, ensure they get appropriate psychological, emotional support professionally to be able to handle that, because then you work with patients and then hear alituacha. It's very hard for my staff. So I always say, unlike other CEOs who probably are worried about the bottom lines, about dividends, about declaring a profit and making sure shareholders are happy, for me is ensuring that my team is able to handle emotionally and mentally the challenges that come with handling patients and difficult situations all day, every day, painful situations, ensuring that my team is able to show up tomorrow with a smile. You know, my job also ensuring that the patients who come to get help will get help. You know, what would keep maybe a typical blue chip corporate top honcho awake at night is probably profits and mergers and acquisitions and fluctuations in dollar. What keeps me awake is very different. What keeps me awake is just thinking, are we going to have enough funds to support more patients next month, next year, in 6 months' time? Are we going to be able to offer free services to patients, open centers where they pay closest to the patients and maintain the same standards, and be in Karatina or be in Mombasa or be in Namanga as Faraja, and do the same thing to make life for cancer patients a little easier. So those are things that you worry about. You worry about a kid you saw because maybe you're worried, are they going to get enough funds to complete their treatment? Is their mother, if you see a 5-year-old and they have cancer, you're thinking, you want this mother or this child to see that kid graduate, go through college, become an important member of the society. You're thinking about those kids and what can I do as a CEO of a cancer charity to ensure that that happens. So you almost carry, a lot of weight of every cancer patient that comes your way, those you know and you don't. And once in a while, you be in this space where someone calls up in the middle of the night, can I come to Faraja tomorrow to get help? When I come, will I get help? And you're thinking, we need to talk to you, assess and understand what kind of help we can give you. Yeah, so you are so intertwined, immersed. There's no Sunday, there's no Saturday, there's no evening, there's no night, because cancer happens all day, every day. So you bump on someone in a supermarket and say, so when say kwa cancer, dada yangu is feeling this, that, and the other. How can you help? And you're thinking, okay, we are here shopping, maybe you can come tomorrow. You must give an answer almost instantly. Okay. You actually look at life very differently. First, as a person, it just makes you wake up with profound sense of gratitude that you are healthy, able to wake up, have a cup of tea, perhaps with a mandazi or something, just being able to do that. And you think how grateful you are and how I wish every Kenyan who's healthy needs to appreciate how, blessed they are, if you want. There are patients who, because of cancer, have to have their feeds through a tube in their stomachs, directly into a stomach. There are patients, because of cancer, who have to breathe through a hole on their neck. And there are patients, because of cancer, they have to wear artificial appliances, maybe an artificial arm, because they have been amputated. So I think as a person, it just fills me with such profound sense of gratitude. And if you are blessed with good health, you just have to serve. You just wake up want to soldier or want to make a difference. Touch those who unfortunately have been suffering from cancer and do something about them, because you are healthy so you can serve. That's it. You are healthy, you are skilled, you are knowledgeable, just so you can serve. And that's absolutely your calling. So you can do something. Even if you're not working in a cancer trust, you can serve in whichever place you are. You don't even need to be employed by a trust. You can make your contribution as a graphic designer, a data analyst. Actually, it is something you can do wherever in your little space to help us keep this agenda alive. Because cancer happens to everyone. It's not like there are people who get cancer and others, okay, maybe the vast majority won't get. The trouble, we don't know how, out of our population, 44,000 plus will get cancer. We don't know who. So those who are able, we are able to change that. So it does change someone. And your attitude to pain, suffering, and inevitably even death. Because there are times we have had situations where patients will die. And in the palliative care, for example, we say, death is a continuum of life. Sometimes we just have to accept some things. Sometimes you may lose some patients. We accept that. It does change your value system, what you hold dear.
Yes.
But also it can make you angry.
Yeah.
Angry because when you see patients suffering, and they sometimes suffer because of very small amount of money, and you see that all day. So you'll see a patient come with the crumpled documents, zimefinyika, they put in really torn envelopes or in juaras. They put those papers in front of you, you look around, see this patient has a cancer that is stage 1, curable. Cure it, that man will be, or woman, they will be here on earth for a long, long time. They will die from other things. Then you ask them, Mami ama baba, unahitaji msaada wa pesa ngapi? How much? And they tell you, oh, sisi tunahitaji shilingi 16,000 shillings for some treatment. They've been looking for 16,000 shillings because socioeconomics, they live in some kibanda, they have to pay rents, feed babies. So in this space, you can also feel angry because as a Kenyan society, where did we get? At what point did we lose it? That someone who has early stage cancer, which you can cure, cannot afford to top up their NHIF or cannot afford to pay 16,000 shillings for a scan or a chemo or something. Like, if you pay this patient is sorted. So you just sort of wonder as a people, how can we not get angry about that? We should have a mechanism that patients are not working all over town to look for amounts of money. And that's Faraja does support such patients, does support those patients, but you believe we are only a small drop in the ocean, really small. This one we have supported, then you're thinking, out of the one you support, there must be thousands of others out there, because 44,000 will get cancer. Actually, by the year 2028, you can take this data to the bank. 2028, we projecting new cancer cases to be about 58,000. 58,000 annually by 2028. 2028 is not far. It's 1 year after the next general election. So do we know that? Yes. Has science informed us? Yes. The Global Cancer Observatory has put the data here. Are we planning for 58,000 new cancer cases in 2028? We probably not. So these are the things that kind of change how you look at things, even how you look at data. Because 58,000 and currently it's 44,000. 44,000, those are Kenyans. They are men in universities, men with jobs, casual workers, mothers, fathers, children, pastors, whoever, everyone. they are professionals. Maybe pia ni watu wa mkono. But they are Kenyans. They are people with a face and a name. I might die before we are able to streamline cancer services, cancer patients, get people walking, get treated, get chemo, get radio, without having to sell land, without having to sell cows, without having to sell their houses, without having to dispose their investments. Actually, to put it mildly, without having to become poor, because cancer does make people very poor. I really want to live to an age where people don't have to sell nothing to be treated for cancer. I really want to die until we see this. I feel like I'm dying with unfinished business. Like 18 years ago, when I got into the trenches, we were saying the same things. I mean, far too many people are dying. More than 100 people die of cancer every day. More than 100 people every day. It's like having two buses colliding and killing everyone on board every day. So I fear, will I die when we are still talking the same statistics we talked about 18 years ago? We are still going to talk about that in 2028 when new cases will be 58,000. We need to have done something. I don't know what but we need to fix the cancer or approach. We can fix it. Maybe one cancer charity can do that, but as a people, the country has the resources, by the way. We are training our own specialists. We have cancer services in a few of the counties. Luckily, are people able to afford that? That's the biggest problem. So they are not able to.
Okay.
Heavy. It does get heavy, and we must build resilience, inner resilience, mental resilience to be able to show up with a smile every day. So I walk a great deal. Walking is therapeutic, and especially if you're walking the forests, you're walking in Karoroke-free forests or Kireta forests. I mean, there's just something about, trees are just there waiting for you to walk around humming your favorite tune or whistling. The trees will always be there.
Yeah.
They don't judge you. They don't sneer at you. They don't make faces. They're just there, majestic as nature, as the Almighty put them. So you're just walking in a forest. It's just so therapeutic. It's not like you're walking in a market and fearing utakanyaga nyanya za watu. But walking in the forest in fact, there's just something profoundly therapeutic about doing a walk in the forest. We just need to do. But also the other thing we do in the cancer space is called debriefing. Yesterday, I was actually attending a debriefing, a therapy session. I joined the staff at Kenyatta National Hospital, the staff in the cancer treatment, because we are doing the same thing and we are doing some work, a lot of work in Kenyatta. So we had a therapist, an expert, specialist, and all of us were there, doctors, nurses, and I wasn't there just as Faraja. I was there as a worker who needs debrief, who needs an expert to help us. Is it vent? You can call it that, or they call it catharsis. Such technical words, or empty yourself. Catharsis. Empty yourself. Then just say what makes you happy, what makes you unhappy, and after that session, all of us were smiling because all of us face different challenges. Yeah.
Yes.
I shut the cancer maneno. Just immerse myself, me and the Almighty. Actually, whenever I do that, it's almost always to a sense of gratitude. Sometimes I even walk, say, there's a place called the Resurrection Garden in Karen. They don't charge you, just can walk in and pray and meditate. But you're thinking, I'm going to think through a certain strategy, and whether I'm walking at the Resurrection Garden or in a forest, I'm just grateful. like I'm just grateful to be able to do what I do, just grateful for everyone around me, grateful for making a difference, and I can spend like a whole half day just a sense of gratitude, and I think it helps when you fill your mind with gratitude for so much health, connections, opportunities, networks, just all these things. I think I plan to go and think through some strategy to advance the cancer agenda. Just find that I'm actually seated there, be grateful.
Grateful. Gratitude, basically.
Gratitude for me is the thing. What I pray for obviously is wisdom. I think it's important that as a leader, wisdom.
Yeah.
I think it's profoundly, there are all sorts of things, but wisdom is so important in this. Wisdom to know how to talk to patients, even when you can't help them. There are things you can't say. They are no-nos.
Yeah.
So you don't want patients to come to you and they are more crushed than they came. So it's a question of also having the wisdom to know what words would you use for who in this space, because then your words can build, your words can crush, your words can create, and they can also kill. So you always pray, God, give me the wisdom. I'm a bit old-fashioned, so I believe in God and His ability also to lead me. Say, I need to choose the right words talking to you. And sometimes I talk to guys and they're so happy, and me, I'm surprised. I'm even the one who said that. I didn't even know, like, I'm able to, say maybe I'm a bit old-fashioned, but I think that was God who gave me the right words to say something to a woman who's lost a child, or to a young man who's just been told they have cancer. Maybe they have been told they have cancer of the testes, and they are young, and they haven't started a family. Of a young woman who's not had babies, and they have cancer of the breast or the ovary. How do you talk to them? And they are telling you, so we like get a family, and you're thinking, we need to discuss various options to ensure that perhaps after your chemo, maybe we can store your, we have the technology as a country to store your eggs, and after your treatment, you can probably have babies. But there are difficult conversations in this space, and if you don't have the wisdom, you might say the wrong thing and kill and maybe with the words alone.
Yes.
5 to 10 kilometers.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do. My wife and I do enjoy doing that. 5 to 10 kilometers. Easy, not the brisk.
Yeah.
The heart doctors tell you to do a brisk one. The one that is good for your heart is brisk. It's almost a small run, as a run. But sometimes just walking is also good for your mental health, for your bones. Also it's also good for your heart. Surprisingly, the major non-communicable diseases share the same risk factors. So if you're walking, you're not walking to just beat cancer. Walking is good for your heart. It's good to beat diabetes. It's good for your respiratory system. It's good for your muscular system. So you're beating many diseases. You're beating lots of diseases by just doing that. So it's not cancer. I think one of the problems we have as a country, because I've also done a lot of work in non-communicable diseases. I serve on the board of the South Africa NCD Alliance. Is we sometimes think if you fix the cancer problem, you fixed everything. Wrong. You need to fix the whole non-communicable diseases mainly.
Yes.
She's very supportive. Of course, it does get into her. Obviously, you cannot be having a nice dinner in a Chinese restaurant and thinking with the candles and all, Yeah, and then someone comes, excuse me, are you the guy, I had seen you once on TV talking about cancer. Can I ask you a quick question? You know, like we are having like this dinner. Can that question wait? Often it cannot. If they thought it is important to interrupt a romantic dinner with your wife, maybe it is important enough. And and the question would be like, oh, we finished treatment. How often should we go and see our doctor? And you go like, what did how often did your doctor tell you to see him? You know, you throw it back to them. He said 6 months. Is that okay? Yes, go by what your doctor goes. Then we can we now do our dessert and you can go your way? So it's pretty easy. But interesting enough, when she was doing a master's dissertation, she actually chose a cancer topic, like no pressure, but she looked at distress among people who have had cancer of the colon, and they are using what is called a colostomy or a bag, so meaning the poo comes from the tummy, and she was looking at how distressed they get with that. So it was her conscious decision. It's not like I said, you know, peer support, fanya hii research. She did study some research in that area, but I think after that one, maybe she was traumatized. She ain't doing anything to do with cancer. She's doing other things. After that research, she gravitated to
something else,
to something completely different, which is fine because it's still an area of human interest, addiction counseling, and street children rehabilitation and stuff. So I support her, supports me, okay, and she keeps sharing from the street children, who I can't understand, but they have a language. You know, those guys, they have a different language. So she picks those. So then I tell her, me, what you talk with those kids, I have no idea. But it's really been, it's a good ride. Having to do cancer and trying to make a difference every day. You wish you can fix it in a day. Yeah, that's what I wish I could fix this. Like in a week, I could just say, look, we need to fix this. New cabinet secretary has been appointed. This is what we need to do. Put some serious money right here. You know, Bwana President, we need to fix these things. You know, these guys sometimes also, they'll say every time a big shot dies from cancer or they attend, they'll say all sorts of nice things, and we think, oh my God, we are sorted. Then we go back to the default mode. 44,000 new cancer cases every year. Yeah, so that really pains me. I feel maybe I should be doing a lot more. So I don't want to die when numbers are going up. We need to die when at least the one thing they will say, hata kama ameenda, cancer cases zimepungua.
Inshallah.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah, but if they were to write an epitaph, at least they will say, here lies David. He played his part.
Yes.
That is the part that makes one it's called brushing.
Blushing, yeah.
Men are not supposed to do that. African men. Yeah. I just love that we can walk the market holding hands.
Yes.
Yeah. The fact that we do that. And the other thing is she can hear the song in my heart and sing it when my memory is cloudy. Wow. You know, so she just knows, that we kind of really complement each other. Yes. Yeah, she makes the stew, I make the ugali. Yes. I mean, and I think I make the best ugali in Kiambu County. Okay, I don't know about other counties, but we live in Kiambu County. Yes. In Remove. But I think if there was ugali in Kiambu County, if they arrange a compare, I'll do.
I will come to taste and find out.
Please do. Please do. I think, and because she's from the coast, she does
the best meat recipes.
Yes.
Okay.
Your best use. So how about that?
Final.
Actually, the fact that you've seen over the years, and we've lost an enormous number of people
Yeah.
dying. Do you know 60%, like 33, 32,000 out of the 44? So that's almost 60%. So inevitably, people I know, people we've known, and seeing that over the years, and some are families, maybe wives, husbands, or parents who are burying their kids. One of the things that really has changed is making us a lot more value our togetherness. Having seen people who've lost family members to cancer, maybe wives or spouses who've lost each other to cancer. It's sort of like this is so precious. People have lost their loved ones. Now, as we are together, hey, we need to value this moment, build this moment, create these memories. Probably, go. We love traveling. We do really, and like Hashi really loves traveling. Only Hashi loves the road trips. Me, I want to get there. Hashi says, but we can drive there. I'm thinking, drive to the wrong way.
Yes.
That's a bit. Hello, babe. Why don't we just do a flight, get there, and get a cab and drive around?
Yes.
No. We can do a road trip. No. Why don't we dash a road trip to Arusha? It's close for her. That's her idea of a short road trip. Arusha Moshi.
Yes.
So I think that's also part of our is it called debriefing?
Yes.
Yeah, travel. So we really do value that, profoundly value the opportunities. Yes. And you see, that is also informed by the fact that you are seeing people distressed, lost, losing loved ones, etc. It's just so, when you're running a cancer charity, there are lots of, say, like fundraising and trying to reach out to people and networks. And then I also have to reach out to our friends. Say, you know what, so you tell your friends also to support Habi in this, I have a walk coming up. Please tell your friends to be our G, so those sort of things. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. Yeah, I value people. I truly do value thoughts I meet, random people. Could be an askari, could be a volunteer. We work with lots of volunteers. I mean, I really I look at them and I just value these guys, giving time, expertise, knowledge, day in, day out. Value, it could be the housekeeper, the guy who cleans, or the lady who cleans. Or sometimes, these guys, you go to a mall, and in the toilets, there's a guy who's ako hapo ndani, standing there with a bucket. I mean, I think maybe 7 out of 10 people don't even notice him. Just standing. I mean, my heart goes to such folks. I just value. Stop, say jambo sasa, meshindaji, say jambo. I mean, I think for me, that's what I enjoy about being me. The fact that I'm able to relate with people from kama ni wasee wa mjengo, or whether I'm sitting in a meeting in New York, or whether I'm sitting in a meeting in Geneva.
Yes.
For me, it's the same people sitting around the boardroom making important, weighted decisions, or whether it's that guy in my village.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe you have to know what misconceptions I should ask my team. Maybe come to think of it. Yeah. Okay. Then there are those guys who look on you as a mentor. And then the guys who think, David will fix it. David knows it. David will hack it. And you're thinking, guys, I don't know everything.
Yeah.
But deep down, they think, this one, this one, you see, it's a cancer story, it's a cancer something. Just run it by David. He will have insights and
Find a way.
he'll find a way, and then you bring it, and you're like clueless, or you're just having a bad day. Maybe there was mandamano yesterday, you're having a bad day, and you're thinking, I don't know. And you guys think you know, normally you know all these things, you know, that kind of thing. And I think maybe it's a misconception that I'll just hack it, I'll know how to frame it, you know. Yeah, somebody called me not too long ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and said, we have an event, just give us a theme. It's about, and I'm thinking, yeah, just give us a one-liner. See, normally you have one-liners. Say, one-liners don't work that way. At Isasa, just drop a one-liner for our theme. I'm thinking, okay, guys think you have things like, yeah, evil too. Maybe sometimes in a moment of inspiration, or maybe it's just the Holy Spirit, you just drop one-liners and guys are amazed, like, you have done that. Now they can call you on phone and ask you to drop it. Does it work that way?
Okay.
I enjoy country music.
Yeah.
That's not surprising, would it? People still listen to country music?
Yeah. Sometimes, I don't know.
I do.
Yes. What's your song of the moment so far?
The older I get.
That one is by?
By, oh yeah, I've gotten about block.
The older you get.
Yeah. The fewer friends you realize that you need, because you don't need a whole lot. If the few you got your back, you know. I'll tell you, the Yanni, he's on my playlist. Yeah, maybe I've talked too much until you forget.
I'll text you and remind you.
Yes, I'll let you know. It's right there. But anyway, I do enjoy playing. But the other thing you won't believe is I also do enjoy some classics. Beethoven's Coronation Mass.
Yeah.
That's profound. I think you look at it like that philosophically. You know, and it could be a question I always get asked, even this morning. Someone, so why do little children get cancer? They don't smoke, they don't drink, they don't do none of these things that we do. And even if they don't have a genetic problem, no family history, no nothing, so why do they get cancer? And I'm thinking, even in cancer, there are times when science is, we still don't know why they got, and someone didn't. And I think maybe I need to know why too. Maybe science, maybe the Almighty, maybe someone needs to get a breakthrough to say, now we know why. Some people will do the right thing. They exercise, they do cycling, they don't even do nyama, they do veggie, they do everything, they are lean, they are like, you know, athletic, ideal, and then they get cancer and they ask you, but I did all the right things. You know, they were even in the worship, prison worship ministry. So why did they get cancer? They are in the right books. I don't have an answer, you know. And I think it would be good to know the answer to pain and suffering, the meaning. We can philosophize about pain, about suffering, about death and loss. We don't have the answers yet, and I think there'll be an awful lot of questions to ask when we get to heaven, maybe. There are lots of things that we don't have answers to. I would love to get those answers. Yeah. In Kenya, they talk about love for neighbor and love for self, compassion for the poor, and all those things. But honestly, I think if everyone lived their faith right, some of these things we are even asking government to do, we'd have fixed them. If we were really as compassionate, why would someone who belongs to a faith community be walking around because they don't have 7,000 treatment shillings? They shouldn't even be writing it as a prayer request. That's something that church should fix. You know what I mean? It's a prayer request, but surely someone in that congregation, there are enough V8s parked in the car park, and Mushirika is asking for 7,000 shillings. I think there's something we lost. And I think I asked ourselves why, maybe I should ask myself, why am I not doing? And why is everybody not touched by human suffering? Like, why are they not moved to do something? Like, get mad enough to say, no, we can't go on like this as a country. We're going to fix cancer. We're going to fix non-communicable diseases. We're going to make it easy for people to access treatment, to access care. You know, there are things which you just feel, no, this can't go on. It's not sustainable. Unfortunately for me, my life revolves, my thinking, it revolves around opportunities. What can we do for cancer together? That's sort of, I always need thoughts. This morning I think I met Deep. That's the only thing I was, okay, yeah, we share. So I think there's plenty we can do around cancer. Or you cycle. So can we do something around that? Because that's your area. So everyone I meet based on who they are. You know, this guy is doing camera thingy, and maybe we can do a documentary. You know, I always think that way. I'm wired over the years. I'm just wired. I met another young man who is helping us a great deal with the data and really supporting us, volunteering. He's a guru in the data analytics and stuff. I told him, you don't have to be a doctor. I have data that you can help us analyze, make sense of. You know, for me, I always revolves around what can we do around cancer together. Atakama in Msani, it's something we can do together. Okay. People who are not even on Instagram, they're not on Facebook, they're not on Twitter or X or whatever, they are not even on Truth. The one guy you should know is Lazarus Jenga. Lazarus Jenga Baru. He's the most generous man I've ever seen. He has his own health challenges, including sight. Got really limited sight and challenges, huge health challenges. Do you know there are people who go to collect unga from his house, and there are people, and he throws a bash for all the poor in his neighborhood, just like that. The guy who will say, "Oh, David, I'm sending you this X bales of unga, take to a rehabilitation center for people to not to sleep hungry." I mean, I thought, okay, this guy, there are no pictures showing him doing donation, for many of us, it doesn't work if it's not going to be on Facebook. You just do it. I mean, this is a guy you should just meet. You know, in spite of his challenges, man, he's the most generous soul probably this side of the Sahara.